Hello, everybody. Brian here from quantlabs.net. We are going to get started in a minute. Not sure how many people, if anyone, will show up on this. I've got my good old, what do you call? Just going to get this started here. Okay, looks like we are live, I think. I don't know. Not showing up on my Facebook yet. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll continue showing what I got here. Okay, so let's go through the market news right now. Market news is this. Not a good news. I woke up to the really bad markets in Europe and Asia. Then the circuit breaker kicked in again, dropped at 12%. I didn't even know that they had an emergency Fed intervention yesterday, 750 billion. Commentary is that the Fed now no longer has any uh, weapons to fight with, anything in the toolbox, because it's all been exhausted. So outside circuit breakers, it looks like everything's going to a free falling mode. Top of that, there's an interesting quote on BBC I just read, which I'll pull up here on the markets. There's a very good quote. Just to repeat it here: stocks plunged despite global central bank action. So let's see here if I could find it. There was a quote of Sticks. We'll find it here. Let me just see if I can find it. Yes, right here. So this from Slate Stone Wealth. The Fed pulled out whatever weapons they had, and my sense is I think it may help initially, but I don't think it goes much farther because this is still a developing issue. They have used up basically all their ammunition, and we're down to sticks and stones. That's pretty stark. All right, so other news, Ray Dalio has commented as well here on Yahoo. I could go on and on. Currently, everything's just down extremely. 6%, 7%, 6%. Russell down 9%. Earlier it was down 12%. Oil is down 4.7. I mean, even look at this. Gold is down 0.05%. Silver's down huge. Bonds are down as well. This is crazy. Our VIX, what was our VIX at? 27. I've seen as high as 50 throughout last week. USD, the exchanges look okay, I guess. Bitcoin down 5.5. That's what we're going to focus on today. This one is the index of 200 on CMC down negative 5. So we got lots to talk about here. All right, so on the weekend, I posted 2 videos. Let's see here if I could get my thing working here. All right, so, okay. So what you could do is, if you got questions, just tweet me. Might be the best way to reach out to me if you want to watch during this broadcast. All right, so like I said on the weekend, if you're new, Quant Labs is the channel on YouTube. So as it loads up, I mean, everything's quiet. I mean, stores are pretty well. I've talked to a few store owners. They said their foot traffic has dropped immensely since yesterday. I've put up on my Facebook empty shelves, so that's just where I'm at. But here's the latest that I put up. So I announced this crisis mode. We'll go over that, some of the solutions that I'm seeing. A few days ago, I noticed, there's crazy drops. My portfolio, even at small, has dropped. Last time I checked, which was yesterday, was knocked down about 50%. So in this one, there's some solutions in crisis mode in this video. And then I talked about some of the risk metrics that I'm using to help control the trading. Right now, my two bots are trading. We have the regular Redis, the database. We've got um, the big futures crypto bots running. We've got the little, what I used to call the penny stock guy. So there's some interesting things going on in the markets. So I'll just reload the latest here. Here I've shown the crypto risk. You could see here that a lot of these coins are up right now in a huge way. Bitcoin Cash up 9%, Ethereum up 6.8%, Litecoin up 7.2%, and Bitcoin up 8%. So this is now where crypto's probably being looked upon as a safe haven for now. This is the first time I've seen it like this. The weighted average, I've talked about that risk metric, 2.41. That's pretty strong in an up sense. Now, I've also talked about my log on that, the risk log. I posted that in the risk metric video. Let's go over to that proper directory. So right now, crypto's looking good. Okay, no, yes. Okay, let's check that out. So I have this log here I talked about yesterday. This is a good metric just to show you the volatility of the overall metric of what's going on in the markets right now. You can see the extreme volatility. So let's say 2 days ago, where the market was up with that metric, the weighted average 1.7, and then within 6-7 hours it goes back down, and you can see how volatile within a 12-hour period where it goes up and then it goes extremely up and it comes extremely down in a very short fashion, and then stays down for a while, -1, and then it bounces back and it just oscillates. You can see here at 1.16, and then it just goes back to negative. So it's oscillating, I'm estimating, every 12 hours. So this is an interesting pattern that's happened over the last few days. I've talked to, I'll call them the gods. Or not the gods, but just the better influencers that know this stuff. But that's the oscillation pattern that we're seeing. So right now it's up. It probably later tonight be extremely down, that weighted average that I just highlighted here. And as it stands right now, the bots have not traded since Saturday, I believe, all because of the conditions I put in that have disabled it from trading at all. So I have to fix that. Anyways, let's get on to the solution. So back to this video here called risk metric, which I typed in, or which I created based upon this weighted average metric that I'm showing you here, which is basically the volume weighted average of these 4 coins, the big ones. Again, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. So those are the weighted average. So that's the risk metric I'm using for the whole crypto space, and it seems to move up together. And there's the odd coin that kind of goes against that, but with everything being pushed down and the bear market is pretty extreme, it seems that even the ones that typically counteract against the moves of Bitcoin, those big 4, they're breaking down as well. So that brings me to this video here, and that will take you to my blog link in here under show more, right here. And then in there I put in some solutions.
I have a tattoo of myself on my arm. Why?
All right, so in here we've got a couple of links that I've introduced. What's happening here, which is, I'll just open this one here. There was a phenomenon, the big drop for crypto, where it dropped basically 30% roughly in a 24-hour period. no different than order flow when it comes to ETF. There's something called, what they do is whale watching, the big movers of whales withdrawing and depositing capital or cash into Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a website that does this called CryptoQuant, and they have noticed this happened in a few days before the drop, and this link will tell you about this, so you can just go to that blog post. If you need to know that, the blog post is just basically on the blog, webinar on topic, crisis mode. So that's the link where you can get that for under CoinDesk here, called Whale Watching Exchange Data Contained Early Warning of Thursday's Bitcoin Dump. So as I said, they had this big dump on Thursday. Tuesday, there was quite a few people withdrawing a few days before that dump. So this could be used as a very, very reliable leading indicator of when these kind of moves are going to happen. So you can get that information here at CryptoQuant. I think I've got a link to it on my blog post here. This one right here under cryptoquant.com/docs. All right, so this one you have to pay for. I don't know the cost, but the way I look at it, everything off of Bitcoin, the blockchain, is supposed to be free. Okay, so you can get all your information here. It does watch, as it states here, the miner flow, exchange flow, and the network data flow as well on the actual blockchain for crypto. And it not just does Bitcoin, but it also does Ethereum as well. So you can get the market and network data as well, all here. But again, it looks like when I see a schedule call, that's a fee. So that's as far as I took it on that video. So there is ways to watch this. So what I did was I went to this site here called blockchain.com. Now, this is the blockchain API tools. This is also on GitHub as well. It looks like it's a JSON objects that you can extract off the blockchain. There's a project that I've seen that does this on GitHub. So let me just see here. Okay, so let me just try this DuckDuckGo. And we'll look up GitHub, Binance.com. Let's see what kind of repositories we come up with right here. No, we don't want that. I know there's a Binance.com, Binance.com resource. Oh, I'm an idiot. Blockchain.com on GitHub. So there is a couple of repositories that you can get here. I'm not sure where that was, but yeah, this is the place to start, is to look at this blockchain. That's the closest I get, which I think is free. Okay, this is what I was wanting to show you. Yeah, so blockchain API version 1 API for the client Python. So in here you get all the instructions, pip install blockchain, and from what I see, they don't ask for secret keys or so you can get a secret key, an API key here. Let's see if that is paid. Could not get a resource from the pool. Oh, I don't know what that means. But if that can be done, then you can start doing things like this under statistics. So here you can get all the information that you want. Now, this is the blockchain that all exchanges link up to. So what information you can get out of this can be applied to any exchange, including hopefully Binance. And just gives you a general leading indicator on what's happening with Bitcoin. So here we have things like maybe difficulty on transacting off of the blockchain, mine blocks, block size. So this will tell you roughly how much mining has taken place on the blockchain. If it's slowing down, that's somewhat a cause of a concern, or you could probably get some data out of that. Here you can get the revenue mine for the mining, total blocks mined, some interesting things. The hash rate, number of transactions is the big one, and this is the other big one. Here is the trading volume in US dollar as well, and total trade volume as well. So you can kind of watch that on the blockchain itself to see how it's doing as a leading indicator and what is happening in the space of Bitcoin. Because as I said, what's happening in Bitcoin can pretty well be reflected on all the major coins out there. Also, you can get some information on wallets. I think that's based upon the wallet ID. You have to provide it, so you have to have that. So this is a very interesting place to explore. I don't know if I have any questions or comments here. Let me just see on my phone here. Let's see here. That's all I wanted to show you in a nutshell. What's been going on. So, trying to see if there's any comments or anything. Let's see. Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to check up on my stream status here. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, that's pretty well it. So if there's information that can be extracted from this and used to improve performance, another thing is with the markets tanking, a lot of places are not going to allow you to short anymore. Let's just see a short ban. Okay, so if the market's tanking, a lot of people are taking advantage of the situation and short selling. So as you can see here, short selling can be banned in the US. I've heard some exchanges are going to ban shorting to preserve basically the financial system. So this hasn't been yet announced, but do expect that if this thing gets deeper. So you can see here recently, 3 days ago, Italy, Spain have banned short selling. So that's gonna be coming. So here you can see 3 days ago, South Korea banned it. So again, really important news to know about short selling. But can you do shorting on Binance? And the answer is, it looks like, is a yes. So you can take advantage of that, I guess, because the markets are going through that. So with that in mind, and you know about this data with the blockchain to get kind of market direction, if it is correct, which it may be, especially on major upswings and downswings, you can probably, one way to determine direction is using this technique of watching the order flow. And the only way to do that is through the blockchain itself, as I've shown you on the repository. So that's something I'm definitely going to look at. But the reason I bring up this on shorting is, don't be surprised at some point if things get extreme, that Binance itself may ban shorting as well. So we'll see if that comes down to it. But for now, because of the oscillation I've shown you here in his risk on log with the weighted average movement up and down every 12 hours, you have there a solid pattern, and that you can definitely trade off of. Knowing this kind of way to watch this oscillation overall, which will open up trading opportunity with not only just watching that oscillation, but also watch the trading volume and specifically the transferring of flow on the blockchain on Bitcoin. Now, it can be done on Ethereum as well, obviously, but if you go over to CoinMarketCap.com, you'll be able to watch or get insight on market volumes. So here, you're dealing with 50 billion, close to 50 billion in 24-hour with Bitcoin, as well as Ethereum is roughly maybe a third of it. So we'll leave it at that. And you could probably also do the same thing with XRP. Tether, there's no opportunities. It's tethered to the US dollar. But these two, if you can get access to the API info on the blockchain, you can definitely use that as a market indicator. So that's pretty well it. Let me check the stream again here if there's anybody around. All right. So we'll leave it at that. I'll put this up on, right now, it will be on Facebook, and then in minutes it'll be on YouTube. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. But this is an interesting pattern that could be explored. Other than that, we shall talk to you later. Thanks for watching.